試合の成長を誓い合う握手をこれより交わします。両国チームの今後の接触になります。本日はございません。続いて公式応援をお願いします。本日の国はブラジルがスタートでお話ししました。それではここで国内のレース最後になります。ダイレクトシステムについてお願いします。両チーム監督は試合中の審判で意見を唱えることが可能となります。各チーム1セット2回まで権利が認められており、来週でもチャレンジが行われます。チャレンジが施行されるとリレーでの確認が行われ、成功の場合、チャレンジの残りをするそのまま失敗の場合はチャレンジの残りするゲームコントロールになります。また、クリアでプレーが確認できなかった場合は、自主プレーが採用となります。この場合、チャレンジの回数は減りません。さらに、クリアのように主審の判断をせない場合は、ノーカウントになります。チャレンジの要求できるボールは、ボールの落下したり、ボールにボールがあるとなって、プロフィッショナルボールでの選手、選手による前後での選手、選手あるいはボールのアンテナでの選手、サーブ時、選手の足のエイプライトをリードし、後衛の選手が高く攻撃される高くライトをリードし、試合中、選手の足が相手ボールに入ったかどうか、以上のボールを行っております。チャレンジの座り方一つで試合を大きく左右することもあります。このチャレンジシステムを ここでこの試合のボールをおさえるご紹介です。日本代表、ボギー横浜大学の皆さんです。
The FIVB World Grand Champions Cup is in full swing as the planet's top 6 women's teams battle it out for the title. Day 2 action to come, and we get things underway with Brazil versus China right here in Tokyo. Hello and welcome to the Tokyo Metropolitan Gymnasium for Day 2 action from the Women's World Grand Champions Cup. Clayton Lucas here with you for this one. The Olympic champions China taking on the current World Grand Prix and World Grand Champions Cup champions Brazil. Two teams going through the warm-up at the moment as they get ready for the start of this game. Two world-class teams going head-to-head, both looking to follow on from their Day 1 victories with a second win today. This is how the table currently looks. Japan are top because they won by 3-0. Brazil in second, China just behind them in third. Both of their victories for Brazil and China were 3-1. Brazil beating Russia and China beating the USA. This is a round-robin tournament. Everybody will play everybody. And then the team with the most points, sets, and whatever else it then goes down to will be crowned this edition's champion. This is a tournament that takes place every 4 years in the year after the Olympic Games, bringing in the top team from each of the continents, plus the host, plus a wild card. Korea are this year's wild card. Japan, the host, as they have been since the start of this tournament back in 1993. China here is the top-ranked Asian team, Brazil as the top-ranked South American team, the USA is the top-ranked Nausicaa team, Russia is the top-ranked European team. All based on FIVB rankings post or just after the Olympic Games. These two teams played very well in their opening day victories. We'll be pleased with the way things went for them despite dropping a set. No doubt that I've been working on a few things and looking at a few things based on the video from each of the matches. So the warm-up over, the team's now out onto court, and that means we're very close to the national anthems. Time then for the national anthems of both teams. The announcer just waiting for his cue, which he's got. We will start with Brazil and finish with China.
And the national anthem of China. Thank you. Please take your seat.
So the anthem's over. The players will make their way to the bench, and then we'll begin the protocols for getting them out onto court. The squad for China is very strong, and for head coach and Jia, he does have good strength in depth. Similar situation for Brazil, despite the new faces. It's a team based around their desire, commitment, will, and just that never give up attitude, as well as the skill levels that they have, unquestionably. But they always seem to be able to dig deep and make the plays when they need them, more often than not. Natalia now captain, number 12, and Gabby back into the team after an absence. Before the players come out onto court, we are going to have the introductions of the referees for this match. The first referee today is from Iran, Mr. Mohammad Shamiri. And he'll be ably assisted by the USA's Patty Rolfe. The challenge referee today is Yuri Mokrai. May well be called upon to adjudicate. We'll talk about the challenge system a bit later, for those of you unaware of what that might be. Time then for the teams to come out onto court. So we're going to start with Brazil. And it's number 4, Carol. She's going through the middle. This is how Brazil are lining up. So Roberta Lissette is starting at position 1, number 9. Gabby, number 10, going to the outside, along with Natalia, number 12. Tandara's in the opposite slot, number 11. And the other middle blocker is Anna Beatriz, number 20. 2 libros, Gabby 14 and Suana 17. Gabby as the starting libero. Natsu Guimarães has decided to get the job done for him today. Time now for China to come out onto court, starting with number 1 through the middle, Yang Xingyue. Number 2, the captain, Xu Ting, through the outside. That's how China will be lining up. Number 9, Zhou Changning through the outside. Xia, number 16, setting. Yan Ni, number 20, through the middle. And the opposite player, number 22, the left-handed Zheng Chunlei. Liberos, number 15, Lin Li, and number 18, Wang Mengji. Both will play. Lin Li will start. And Jia Jie, pretty cool and calm coach, doesn't get very frustrated about things that happen. It's Brazil in blue serving, China in the yellow and red receiving. This is the first game from match day 2 of the FIVB World Grand Champions Cup. Brazil will take the first point. Excellent blocking to deny China's outside hitter. Bit of a wake-up call for Zheng Chunlei. Blocking display from Brazil, 3 blockers in, but this time it goes the other side. China with Zheng Chunlei at their opening point. This is the last day of play here in Tokyo. It's a rest day tomorrow, and then the teams will be moving to Osaka, and the last 3 days of competition will take place in that city. Net touch against Brazil. Once the women's competition finishes in Osaka, the men's competition will start. It's in Nagoya, actually, we're going to, not Osaka. So we'll be there, and then the men's competition will be in Nagoya, and then from Nagoya finishing in Osaka. Solid blocking again from Brazil. Slight timing issue for China on the pipe. Shooting not able to get a full swing through the ball. No such trouble for CHN Lei. Zhong Changning back to serve. Defense by China. Another bite at the cherry. And taken by Zhu Ting, so China now moving in front by 1. Late finish on the block from Anna Beatriz, too late. Gabby thought she had that, did for a second, but Tandara putting out an arm to take the ball. So it is China now leading by a couple. Oh, that's a good serve. Right over the shoulder of Gabby, thought it was going to go wide. It's right into the corner, that's a brilliant serve. A little bit of movement back on it to bring it back into court, didn't it? Excellent. Well, if anything, I might have been giving a double touch against Xia for the set, but the referee let play go on. China have the point anyway. And if Brazil might have been guilty of playing it as she was trying to set it. Doing what she does best with her unique style of play. When she gets her hitting arm up and through the ball. A classic example of spiking. That's one that works very well. Similarly, Zhu Ting is a player that you wouldn't want to model your swing on, because she doesn't have an arm swing. You watch her in the next few points during the course of this game, it's just all legs, she just jumps and goes. Puts her hand in a position to have a swing, doesn't really have a classic all arms back and through the ball to get up into the air, she doesn't need to. And no one's decided that it needs to be coached into her. Some of the action so far. See that from Zhu Ting, is just an all jump, isn't it? Up she goes and then brings her arm up to hit. And the left arm is inside. Keeps a good strength and position in the air to hit the ball. And you look at Tandara, the opposite for Brazil. So classic arm swing coming in, loading, getting up through the ball. And what she does very well is she doesn't just, she's a player that jumps up and forward, so her momentum, her body weight goes through the ball when she attacks it. So many different styles, named a theme of spiking. through that one. Really nice play to open up the court for Brazil to hit into. Technical fault from Roberta playing the ball on China's side of the net. China good for their full point lead still. Ding Xia back in to serve, so that means there's 3 front court attackers, spikers for China at the net. With Ding Xia back setting and the pipe attack available as well from Zhong Changming. So this is a rotation, 3 rotations where China have an advantage of 4 attackers against 3 blockers. So they'll look to either overload or isolate accordingly, overload a blocker with 2 attackers or isolate blockers and get one-on-one situations ultimately and ideally to try and get a one on nobody. For instance, a quick ball to the middle. China likes to run that shoot play, a be quick and sometimes an over-exaggerated be quick. Good sort of 2.5 maybe or so meters away from the center at times. Even further wide. Nice work from China to slow the ball down. Tandar again bringing the heat for Brazil. Well, they have a side out. But at the moment, Brazil not doing anything to suggest they're going to get into this set. No runs at points from them from their serving and their block defense. Brazil now join China in a strong rotation situation with both the setters into the back row. Free ball, time for Brazil to reset, and time for China to come again. And they've done that stretch to the middle again. Getting in early, quickly, starting on a B quick and then driving inside a B in. Carroll having to come across and putting pressure on Natalia as well. Excellent setting from Roberta to find Carroll as Brazil run there a quick. Neither of these teams at the moment have run the slide behind, and they're 2 teams that seem to be moving away from that particular style of play. That classic women's volleyball of a slide behind towards the first referee. Opting instead for a more traditional type of volleyball, almost men's volleyball, in terms of where they're running their players and running their attackers, their ability to run the 10, their ability to run the pipe, making the slide behind at times a redundant feature.
Captain Natalia.
More hustle from China. And a little bit of luck as that one clips the net from Zheng Chunlei. Got a nice play from Ding Xia. That was good blocking from China, even though the ball wasn't touched, the space was taken away, and it's an unforced error from China that gives Brazil the point. But wonderful work by Yuan Xinyue. Such good play though from Zheng Chunlei. This time, a slide behind is run. Mixing it up, first time it's been run. And then straight away, there's no 10 attack. You see this a few times in the game of volleyball, men's, women's, all levels, and even here at the very top level. Outside hitter swinging through 4, and everybody's covering inside the 3-meter line, or just by it. Someone needs to be deep at patrolling, so that ball, which has travelled, what, 5 meters, 6 meters, should get picked up. Good covering by Xu Ting, lovely pickup as well by the libero. Lin working hard. Oh, that's unlucky, a backspin. Complete miss hit, it's seen from Natalia, and then the ball's spinning straight into the face of Xiong Lai. But what it has meant is Brazil now back to within a point, and China calling a timeout. There's a lovely pickup by the libero, and what was good about that, the fact that she brought it back, but she went with the left hand. And Lin Li's right hand, the left hand, because it was going to her left, and it meant she scooped the ball back into court where somebody then could play it over. Nicely by China. And the tallest players on court who stood at the net and have their hands above the net. Not the sort of serving area you want to see as a coach. Can be now for Brazil. Again, Xu Ting. Incredible leap from her. She's over the top of the blockers. How'd you get near that? Sliding past to get the ball away down the line. I said that Brazil and China don't use that play very often, and they don't. And you look at the USA with Rachel Adams, who, well, in particular for Luke Akimadawa, who is 9 times out of 10 running the slide behind. She's so effective at it. It's one of those things you're going to keep using. Technical timeout reach. China now leading by 2 instead of the 4-point gap they had earlier, but still in front. Xu Ting scored 21 points in the match yesterday for her country. 16 spikes, 4 blocks, and then serving ace. scorer for the country, just in front of Zhang Changming, who had 18 points. For Brazil, someone just goes over the top of Roberta, but off the block and away. Timeout called.
Timeout by Brazil.
Brazil's top scorer is Tandara. 28 points, 20 spikes, 4 blocks and 4 aces, and 4 points from serve. Some touch dates. Signing out for Brazil. Back to within 2. They need a bit of a push though, don't they? Something happening if they can. They've got 2 points to close the gap. Another couple to get on an even keel. For an interesting finish to this first set. Great pickup. Really keeping the ball alive. Brazil come again. That was close to the baseline, and the lines had thought initially it might be in, and then decided it was out. So Brazil are going to challenge. The challenge system has been around, well, been around for a while now, really. I guess just before the Olympics, used in the Olympics, and it's now pretty much a mainstay of all the top tournaments in the world. Challenge ball in and ball out. Indeed, it was out. Good call by the lines judge. Unsuccessful challenge from Brazil. Real-time tracking of the ball with cameras placed all around, not just those that are on the line. So you can actually see the complete and accurate ball flight and where the ball has landed. When it first started, it was just the cameras that you can see around the court on the sidelines would then give a video image of the ball in or out, and then an animation was used to replicate where the ball was. So just pure real-time tracking and no interpretation required. That's a wonderful block from Yuan Xinyue. Block from Yuan Xinyue could be decisive in this first set. Oh, that was unlucky for Brazil. A really good serve from Natalia that had China beaten. The ball going over the net, Ding Xia just faking that she was going to play it. Brazil leaving it, catches a sideline, cheeky side out. Xing Chunlei. Excellent serve from her. Shanked pass from Natalia this set. Definitely now going China's way. So the last-ditch attempt, calling a timeout, one last effort to try and rally the team to get them back into it. No timeouts left for Guimaraes. That's the points run. 4 from service. Just 2 so far. 7 from China, 7 points to 2, who are playing the old scoring, which is where you can only score from service. Now she'll get to serve. A change coming though, so Amanda's going to serve. Carol will go off. We've not seen Amanda serve before. You're going to see a serve routine like no other. Oh, brilliant. Over the top, right into the corner, nobody defending in that part of the court. China's height is proving to be the difference at the moment, both Yuan Xinyue and Xu Ting going over Brazil's block without any trouble. Now he's going into China's block. Just 2 more points required now for the Olympic champions to take this first set. Anna Madrid's getting past Yuan Xinyue. Still going quick in front of the setter. A couple of changes coming. So Monique into the front row. Into the back row to serve and act as setter is Nayane. Just come on to score the first swing of the match. It's a beauty into the corner down the line. So an unforced error from China, things perhaps not quite as easy as they were. 23-20, timeout is called. Almost. It's one of those ones for Natalia. She could see it. It was almost, wasn't it, within reach. And had she moved her feet, maybe she would have got it. Well, as it is, China with set point. China take the first set. Very impressive display from them. 25-20. China off and running in this best of 5 sets. vital statistics. 3 aces from China. 10 errors in the set between the two teams. 5 blocks. China out-digging Brazil. Brazil not able to get that ball on the floor often enough. If you want to get involved in what's happening, you can do on Twitter here. Hashtag FIVB Women's GCC. See what's going on behind the scenes, some of the interviews with the players and the mix zones, some of the features that are being done. Let us know where you're watching from as well, if you like. What time is it where you're at? Right now it's 1:10 in the afternoon here in Japan. Imagine some of you have got up very, very early to watch this one, wherever you are in the world. Away we go with set 2. China with the serve. No changes for them ahead of this set. And equally, Brazil haven't made any changes. The unforced error gives China the first point of this set. To serve. Brilliant. Chen Lai comes in, shows the cross-court angle, and then as the lefty on the right side able to swing to the line with ease. Yue was a little bit late going out to join her playing partner Zhong Cheng-Ning on that block, considering the very little else or very little chance the ball would have gone all the way over the other side of court. So he'll take advantage of that by getting it off that block and away. Maybe have a chance to score a point. Nice to Gabby wrapping it off the block. That's a decent point for Brazil. An early one for them from service, turning that defense into offense. That's a nice lead by China. Tough serve that from Tandare. As a coach, generally, those kind of mistakes you accept, aggressive errors where you're going for something, trying to make something happen, as opposed to when you're trying not to make a mistake. Shooting went off and was trying to help as Wang Ming-Jae played the ball. It went past her and she couldn't help out, neither could anybody else. So Brazil deciding how to get the lead. That's the view from the net cam we have here being used at this championship. Introduced for the first time. It's only on the one side where Brazil are at. Big swing from Natalia. And from China's point of view, that was unlucky. Someone got in the way, but it's hit the top of the net. As soon as it hits the top of the net, it goes straight down. Lovely swing from Natalia in between the two blockers, past Xia and Yuan Xinyue. And Beatriz to serve. There is a difference and a better opportunity perhaps for Brazil. A lovely dig by Gabby, that one into the bottom of the net, and you can see then it comes out on a flat line. It was almost kept in play. Another huge swing. Time shooting, delivering for China. Yuan Xinyue now to serve. It does seem as if China have found a very stable opposite player in Sheng Chunlei. Certainly grown into her role as the #1 opposite for her country. There was no back attack to come, there no player at 10, so the slide behind an option to stretch the play taken by Brazil. Definitely a threat that both teams are using when the set is in the front row. Clever play from Juting. Xia to serve for China. Oh, the big block. Now, both middle blockers for China proving to be very, very effective at the moment. China with the lead at the technical timeout.
Estamos sacando rápido pra caramba e saca no lugar.
Team China, 昨日の中のスウィーキン選手、チームトップのスパイク成功率28分の16、パーセンテージは 57.14 というパーセンテージを残しました。それに次ぐ成績だったのは現チームでナンバー1となりました。18分の10、55.5%。このような成績を残しています。セカンドセット、ファースト、テクニカルタイムアウト終了。さあ、チャイナ。
Good hustle both sides, trying to take the point. One thing that's evident, it's a rather quiet crowd here, so you can hear the court very well. Just to hear the level of noise there is on the court, the amount of communication that's going on during a rally. One of the keys to having a successful team in that respect is the ability to communicate, and communicate well. Puts that one straight down. Purposefully quiet for that. You could really hear, couldn't you, the amount of communication and talk was going on, particularly on China's side. Shooting brilliant blocking up, way across the net, taking away the space. Nowhere for Natalia to go. Jenny Langping, watching her team. Hammer, she was known as Ryan Hammer, wasn't it? Very successful Chinese career. Doesn't quite realise she's on the big screen yet. And actually, with those earpieces in, it means that she's linked into the team here. She's providing information back to the team, some technical support. But not just here as a spectator. Ding Xia. That wasn't an error from China. It looked like it might have been, but actually you had two players reading where that ball was. And the fact that Ding Xia had missed it, and it would have been dug by Chong Jiangning. Well, that's a scrappy rotation, a scrappy side out, I should say. But it's a rotation where Xia's at 1, and China have been doing this. They did it at the World Grand Prix with disastrous results of having Ding Xia, who would be normally coming from behind the swing hitter, would be over the 2, sticking everybody over on the left-hand side, and then everyone was like unsure. There's no space for them to move and to get into positions to come and swing on the ball, and they all got jammed up over on that side. And then in the end, in another rotation, when she was at 6 of this rotation she's at now, she actually brought the opposite back to pass, but in part was because Zhu Ting was suffering with a wrist injury. So we were watching that scenario where it went terribly wrong for China in that particular rotation, in that particular game. But just the fact that they're trying to go back to the rotation 1, where they're stacking 3 front court attackers over on the right-hand side. It's a little bit messy. Keep an eye on that and see how they get on during the course of the game. It's still all China at the moment, a 4-point lead. Block, no chance for Brazil. A bit quicker out to Gabby, but Chan did very well to get to the other side of the court, slow the ball down, and there's enough pace on that one from Xiangning to get it off the block and away. Hard work from China, despite Brazil's efforts. They're not getting into this match at the moment. Good lead by Roberta, but well watched by China. And a very clever play from Zhu Ting. And at the technical timeout, it's a big lead for China in this second set, leading by 1 set to nothing. The Chinese fans delighted.
Agora, a levantadora também precisa jogar. Oh, elas estão queimando um pouquinho no meio, deixa a ponta jogar um pouquinho mais com as duas. Tá? Segura um pouquinho só. Galera, o passe, vamos acreditar. Elas só estão botando pra cá. Bora que dá, caralho.
Not sure Anna Beatriz knew much about that. She was in the right place, the ball's still in play. China have to go again, and they have done. Yuan Xingyue was always leaning to the left as she went after that, but even so, we can see that from here, very different when you're actually in the thick of it in real time, trying to work out what's going to happen. And now Brazil call timeout as this set begins to slip away. Well, that doesn't help Brazil's cause at all, does it? One of the few servers in the top level of volleyball, just with a standing float serve. Everybody now has got either a jump float or a jump serve or something going on. This might be a change opportunity for Brazil. Indeed, there's going to be Monique's going to come in and replace Tandara. That was unlucky. Gabby's pressed already too early. Then she's had to come back. And Xinchenlai waiting and pressing after, getting the point. When a set gets to this point, it's that far behind. As a coach, some coaches make a choice and say, right, well, let's get the first 6 off. Let's get the second 6 on and let them have a run out, see what they can do, but get the starters rested, get them back in again. At the moment, Guimaraes has just gone for what looks like a you're not performing, so you're coming off in terms of Tandara. And replacing her with Monique. There's going to be a challenge coming. Guimaraes thinks there was a block touch. He's having a little look up to the big screen. As we get to find out, Yuri Moncry, the challenge referee, will be looking along with the Hawkeye team at the footage very closely. Didn't look like it was a touch, have to be said. Could well be that Guimaraes was clutching at straws, so just a way to certainly no net touch, which must have been what they're asking for, not a block touch. And the net was already moving up and down. It's one of those things, but happened in a game yesterday. The net was going up and down, and a challenge was called for a block touch. It was not given, and then there was a challenge back for net touch, which wasn't. It's funny what you notice when, in real time, you suddenly see the action and you see the net moving, think, oh, there's a net touch, but not noticing the fact that net was already going up and down during the rally. A 10-point lead now for China. At 9, there's a rotation error. Serve received. Now, if you're watching a game and looking as perplexed as China are, then wondering what that's all about, you have to be in particular positions on the court when the ball is served. You start in positions 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and you move around the court, front court, back court as well. It can get quite technical, but safe to say that China are out of rotation, so Brazil have a cheap point. It's an instant side out now, though, by China. Gabby, another player, has been removed to the bench and replaced by Rosa Maria Montebellier. Rosa Maria on the back of her shirt. It's a serving target for China here. She was, but she's been having the pass as Natalia takes the passing duties. And Brazil scrape a side out.
2017歳で代表に初選出されたアナ・ベアトリスの得点でした。
Don't close the block properly. That's the kind of thing that can happen. And what I mean by closing the block is getting your hands across the net, not leaving a gap between your hands and the net that's in front of you, which is what Brazil have done. That's why the ball went down in front of Brazil, but on their own side of the net. Suting hasn't had a great deal to do in the set. Dick Shah been mixing it up and moving it around nicely. Everyone's been having a swing. But what's been the difference between the two teams is China's blocking, putting that ball back into transition, or even denying Brazil full stop. Nicely left by Brazil. And the Patrice back to serve. Carroll comes on, but it will be Amanda coming in as a serving substitute. China looking for a touch. It's not been given. Are we going to have a challenge? I think we are. So China are going to challenge whether the ball was touched in the block on the way out. Just looking at the body language from Brazil, not giving anything away. Indeed, there was a touch, wasn't there? Oh, good challenge from China. Momentum staying with them. A 10-point margin. Not a question of if, but when. 2 points required for China. And they are going to be 2-0 ahead. Yuan Xinyue back with service. Oh, another good serve. Right across Natalia. Nobody to help on that side. And in fact, oh, it's 25-12. We were a point behind on the graphic, and I wasn't looking at the scoreboard. So it was set point. It's now all over, and it's 2-0 to China. A fantastic start to this match for China. Brazil are being kept very quiet at the moment. What will Guimaraes and his team do to get back into this one? They need to do something, otherwise it'll be their first defeat. Here are the highlights of the match so far. China, again, very stingy with their errors when they're in form and playing well. 2 points is all they gave Brazil. That's the one thing when you look at the stats. I know it's quite high level what we see. It doesn't give a full picture of what's going on. But one thing that does stand out every time you see China play, their level of unforced errors is really low. And I guess that bodes very well for them as a team. When you look at potential new scoring of having 7 sets to 15 points, if you're only giving away 2 unforced errors a set at 25, it may be that for this team, it might only just be the one, and maybe sometimes even none. How are you going to play against that? And in a format like that, where if you're 4 points down, that set's gone for you, hasn't it? The Russian head coach, former Russian head coach, coaching at junior level, Voronkov, saying that it's a format that perhaps people will get used to, but actually right now, it's not something he's particularly in agreement with. Doesn't bode well for teams. It certainly means a lot more work's going to have to be done technically with players, but in his mind, more of a technical approach to what's going on, to not make mistakes, not make errors. Things, all these new things being just tested at the moment to see whether or not it helps to improve the game of volleyball. In the main, all the things that the FIVB have done have helped the game of volleyball. The introduction of the libero certainly added a new element to the game. Rally point scoring. So a must-win set for Brazil. If they don't, that's it, 3-0. And in this round-robin format as well, the chances of them retaining or winning back the crown diminish considerably, because it's out of their hands and have to rely then on China losing somewhere along the way. No semi-finals, no finals. Certainly going to see what Brazil are made of now in this scenario. 2 sets to 0 down. Good so far. Unforced error, double touch by Dingxia. Both Gabby and Tandara get their places back on court for this 3rd set. Just love the speed of the attack in the middle. If you're a budding setter, you will know how to find your middle hitters. Even though Dingxia wasn't even looking, didn't even see Yuan Xinyue coming in. She knew she was in the zone to put that ball into, and it's the speed of the set out of her hands, just incredible. A lovely swing off the net by Zhong Changning. It wasn't easy to get that ball on the floor against Brazil in that situation, but she did it really well. She's on. Not going to come back though. Wonderful from Zhu Ting. You can run out of superlatives for her, can't you? Very difficult to stop her. It's a good dig. It's just a stretch too far for Natalia. Blocking from Brazil. They're holding their own here and have the lead at the technical timeout. Just waited some more, and then in a flash went behind very quickly, just trying to hold as long as possible, put maximum pressure on Brazil's block without giving away she was going to go behind. There's nice movement from Zhu Ting as well, out wide to keep Brazil interested in what she was doing. Lovely set from Roberta to Natalia, giving her the option, the ability to go at a full spiking height, taking on China's block and beating it. Brazil will look to try and make some points here when they can. Zhu Ting into the back row. She's not been that effective on the pipe attack. And as a result, not being used that much. And Dara showing how it's done. blocking. Tandara stepping up. Brazil giving China a taste of their own medicine from that last set. Everyone's up. The press from Carroll. Moment of impact, her arms across the net. The ball goes straight down. Change of personnel from China. Cheng Chengling off. And Liu Xiaotong comes in. Nice play, Tandara, just with the white. Trying to call the timeout. Brazil in a good position at the moment. Good up from Gabby. Oh, China thought it was on the floor. They were celebrating a little bit too early. It's on the floor now, but not on the right side of the net as far as China are concerned. Brilliant from Brazil, somehow keeping that ball off of the orange paint. Contact from Roberta looked very low. Another change for China. It's a setting change. Big Xia goes off and Jiao Lin Yu is coming. Big swing from Tandara. Lovely work by Carroll, just pinning Yuan Xinyue. She couldn't then get out wide to help out with the blocking, and big difference in this set for Brazil in the way that they've been moving around the center and pinning China's middle blockers to the right, gives them a chance to have a swing. It's paying off. China with their side out. Technical timeout. This is great for Brazil. They lead by 6. They trail by 2 sets to nothing. sorts of things going on at the moment for China as they eventually get their rotation right, get the right player on. Lovely swing again. 1 minute she's stood there, and then the next is way up in the air. Nobody shutting down the power angle. Again, Xu coming to the rescue. China coming back into the set. Yeah, he does well to get the side out. That's on the baseline from Tandara. Brilliant swing from her. So more changes. Gong Xiangyu coming in to replace the starting opposite. Chen Lai to the bench. So this is China taking the view that this set is gone. So the starter's going to go off. There's going to be a timeout to come. May well be that Xu Ting has a rest as well. We'll see whether that actually happens. Just not quite quick enough for Ren Xinyo to have the swing, and then Tandara not finding the angle she needed. That was a rally of not quites. Somehow it's still going. A bit low to the middle, a chance for Brazil. Natalia brings the heat. Lovely play from her. And her team now move into the 20-point zone. There's a huge area of perspiration that's clearing up, but nobody seems to want to do it. Very important it is cleared up so the players don't do themselves an injury. done. Gabby with the serve. Great serve. Oh, and a great response by Zhu Ting. Kept calm. Saw that it was only one option. That was it, and she took it. Looked like a little bit of a throw. In fact, looked a lot like a throw, didn't it? Bit of 80s volleyball from Ana Beatriz. Gets away with it. Brazil have the point. There'll be a substitution. Amanda's coming in to serve. What a change for China. Shen Yusin has come in, number 12. And Shinue to the bench. So it's only Zhu Ting left on court from the starting 6. So that's definitely going to go Brazil's way now, barring any mishap. That's a very nice swing. Sure that one where she wanted it to. Well, it's not against Shinue, it was Sunday. Apologies for this. Blocker, so it's knee. Lovely. Well, China not making it easy for Brazil. They do have good strength in depth as a squad. They're showing that at the moment. Still, though, a comfortable position for Brazil. There won't be any alarm bells ringing just yet. Lovely swing. Here's Xiaotong. An alarm bell has rung because Brazil have called a timeout. The rest of serves from Shen Yusin. So the sky shot brings China the side out. Brazil, though, still in a happy place. If they side this out, they'll have set point. Patyrov just having a check of who's where and what. There have been a load of substitutions by China. Just hope that they've all been recorded properly. The issue is it still hasn't quite resolved itself. Maris's stares getting a little bit fiercer. And it's seconds like this that seem like minutes, that seem like hours when you want to get on with something. If there's anybody you need to sort this out, it will be Patyrov. Very calm. Chen Langping giving a few instructions. Straight to Manchiache, the looks of it. Who is coaching this team? Should be good to go. Indeed we are. The scorers table is all happy. Swing from Gabby, hadn't lost her concentration at all during that delay. And now Brazil have set point. So Carroll leaves the court. Monik coming in to serve. Amanda coming back in to replace Anna Beatriz, or going off, so Anna Beatriz comes on. So the first set point is saved. There'll be some turnaround if China could save the next four. So good serve from Liu Xiaotong. Well, the angle just ran away from Zhu Ting, so Brazil take the third set, 25-20. But it's China who lead by 2-1. Expect to see China bring their full-strength team back out for this fourth set. Here are the highlights from the match so far. This time China making 4 errors. But Brazil 7 blocks to 1. Big difference, wasn't there, for their performance. They were able to shut down China. But they'll be able to carry it on in the next set, that we'll find out.
MVP を獲得したのはナンバー2のツイーティ新キャプテンに就任をしています。スパイクもさることながらブロックも絶対的な決定率を誇ります。さあ、この対決、一体どのような結末が待ち受けているのか。いよいよ第4セット。いや、そう最初からね、感じで、これ勢いに乗ったんじゃないですかね。まあ、そのまま2番セットも覚えませんでしたが、
Just looking at the Chinese lineup, Ding Xia's back in. So too, Sheng Chunlei, the only change is that Liu Xiaotong keeps her place on court. No room for Zhang Chunning as we get set 4 underway. Zhu Ting to serve. Reactions by Gabby. And again, that'll stay in play. Tandara brings it back. Free ball now, though, for China. 3 front court attacking options. And this guy's quick attack works. Slightly delaying things, getting Brazil to jump a little too early. Oh, just for a point. Didn't like the set. Play continues. China take it. There's a suspicion that Brazil's blocker touched the ball before China had the attack, leading up to the eventual swing from Sheng Chunlei. Such a fast arm from Gabby. It's almost as she has a goes up, has a moment of almost stillness, and then boom, here comes the arm right through the ball, right through the block of China. Unfortunate, Gabby throwing the ball down, touching the net in the process. So it is China who take the point. So good at hitting that angle from the right side across her body. Lovely dig. Excellent hustle from Brazil. Gabby making the dig, and then Gabby putting it away. No relation. That's an excellent block from Brazil. It's not often they get to shut down Zhu Ting. That's brilliant from Anna Beatriz. Went up and then actually jumping into the cross court to take away that spike. Funny old game in volleyball. You have that moment of brilliance of Anna Beatriz making the block, and then a moment of frustration just seconds later not being able to make a block. Good serve. Both teams have been looking to pin that area of court, trying to take the swing hitter away from her teammates, but that's just a case of Zhu Ting not moving her feet, coming up unbalanced, making an error. What a pickup that is from Gabby. Good hustle from the libero Gabby. And China taking the point. But it is Brazil who have the lead. So the ball deemed to have just gone into the net and not touched the block. No challenge coming from Brazil. It's been an interesting, one of the interesting things that's come out of the challenge system was the fact that that particular play, the full touch call, when it's been looked back through the challenge system and reviewed and looked at, 9 times out of 10, the ball has hit the block. So it's always worth a challenge in that situation. Nicely done by Zhu Ting. Excellent. Tandara coming through on the pipe, but shut down by China, and that's a great turnaround from them. 7-4 down, 8-7 up. They have the lead of a technical timeout.
Você joga no melhor bloqueio. Eu gosto de jogar no melhor
But actually 4-3 in point score from serve. Some of the action shown from the camera overhead, see the players' movements. solid blocking. Yeah, knee, making sure the ball went down and not touching the net as well. Looking for touches, and the challenge is going to be made. Talia feels she got the block. Oh, it didn't catch anyone. View from the net cam. Brazil setting up, ready to receive. China leading by 3 and by 2 sets to 1. Natalia finds a way through. Nice ball in. And the off-paced attack working this time for China. As soon as you get a good ball in, then you're in with a good shot at getting your side out, getting the point. Lovely dig. Excellent dig, which is just not quite going to work for Roberta. Good for a double. She's saying, actually, I played it off the palms of my hands. Not the palms, off the heels of her hands. Carry otherwise. What do we think? Lovely dig. That was quality from Gabby. Tandara does the business. Set is moving along nicely towards its conclusion. At the moment, China in the driving seat, just. was a shame. Tandara had the angle cross court. Didn't get the wrap on the ball she would have liked. It does appear that Brazil are targeting Zhu Ting as much as they can in serve receive. Solid swinging from Gabby. Carroll now with the serve. China taking Zhu Ting out of the pass. Lovely dig from Natalia. Tandara with a little bit of work to do. Chance maybe for China. Zhu Ting on the pipe, well dug by Roberta, but she can't keep it in play. Just turned slightly by the ball. And it's China who take the point. That'll stay in play. Well, Gabby thinks she's got that in. Line judge says out. It's going to be a challenge. But a rather fortuitous point if it does go Brazil's way. It has to be said. Ana Beatriz in the air. And the ball kind of blocked back into her. They get called for a double touch in that situation. Just first contact. Just clipping the line. Lovely shot from Gabby. So 2 points in it. Brazil trailing. Just 1 point in it. Again, Gabby very rarely, not having said this or about to say this, she'd probably go and do something different, but doesn't really hit that cross-court angle, does she? Always coming in, turning her body as her arm swing comes around, so coming back into her body line, taking on the block and taking the ball away from the block and away from the rest of the team behind it as a result. Does like to hit the line around that position. Oh, it's not hit the floor. But now it has, although the second referee's given the ball as down. This is something you can't challenge either. So the team's going to go and have a word, but you can't challenge ball up, ball down. It did look as if it hit the floor. We're going to get the view. Ooh, just a little bit too quick. Oh, I might have blinked. Good up, Zhu Ting. And Liu Xiaotong gets the block out. So China edge back in front. that time the libero for China was still moving. She didn't get the contact then she would have liked. So Gabby now back to the serving line. And a cheap point for China to take them into the technical timeout, leading by 1.
Quando a Bia sair, é hora de dar. Lá também no contra-ataque ela pode jogar.
对方打住的时候，控3个吊球，控3个吊球2次我要注意。现在对方在使劲打，我们拦网去做灵活，知道吧？但是后排动脚去防守，不要随便不要去怕。小雨，打网让他出。
Beatriz improvises, and Brazil back on level terms. Again, a couple of times now Brazil have shut down Zhu Ting. I think there's something to think about. They slowed her down, putting it into transition. Oh, I look like Tandara caught that. Must be the exact position I'm looking for. Brazil take the point. Well, what a rally that was, and what a slice of luck that was. Oh, we just lost it. There was no way. Well, the upshot is Natalia puts it on the floor, off of the block and away. And Brazil 2 in front. China call the timeout. Find a way through on the right-hand side of court. Xiang Yu putting it down. On to replace, but that double substitution is going to replace Xia. So on the double substitution now reversed. Xia back into serve. 3 front row attackers for China. Roberta still front row for Brazil, but still a threat though if it's a decent ball into her. which means Zhu Ting will have to keep an eye on what's happening in that position, as well as them being wary of what Tandara might be doing if she's going on the 10. She's coming on the pipe, so it's a slide behind, doesn't come in to effect, goes to Natalia. Ting over the top, an exasperated slap of the thighs by Carol as he turns around. Oh, what a serve that is by Zhu Ting, and what a time to come up with it. That puts a bit of pressure back on Brazil. Really whether that should have been Natalia's ball. She's saying it should have been hers. Timeout called by Brazil. It's all square in this set. Zhu Ting once again. A negative set from Roberta, taking the ball's energy, sending it back out behind her. Natalia, who finds the gap in the block. Oh, and Liu Xiaotong comes up with a great swing. Yan Ni. Zhu Ting makes the dig. It'll be a free ball for Brazil. Gabby, Carol, Tandara waiting. Gabby gets it, and she makes the most of it. Monique's coming in to serve for Carol. Chunlei gets the block out. The match is balanced on a knife edge at the moment. Which way is it going to fall? Well, the ball has eventually hit the floor. Once Guimaraes let the referee know it hit the floor. Twice now the ball has gone down, and China believe they got a hand under it. Oh, wow. real test of character now for both teams and those individuals within the teams about their ability to get the side out, to get the point they need. Liu Xiaotong goes off and Chen Ling comes back in. Well, the set from Ding Xia was a little bit too low, really. Didn't need to do that. It was only ever going to go to Zhu Ting. It makes you wonder why she didn't just send it up high. Give Zhu Ting time to come in. Can easily go over the top of blocks. But it's great for Brazil. They make the block, they put the ball down. The substitution, Rosa Maria comes in, and then Roberta goes out. It's a blocking substitution, no setter on court for Brazil. Oh, brilliant, absolutely brilliant by Brazil. Guimarães jumping up and down, a tactical stroke of genius perhaps, as he brings Rosa Maria in to block at position 2, and she shuts down Zhu Ting to bring up set point, and China call the timeout. It was Natalia who made the block. It was a very well-formed block. Zhu Ting has been shut down twice in a row now. Does that mean Ding Xia's going to go to her again? That's what Guimarães thought of it. They do go to Zhu Ting again, and at the third time of asking, she puts the ball on the floor. Set point is saved. Rosa Maria comes off, Roberta back in. It's Yan Xinyue who will serve. This Brazil's best chance. They want to stay in this match. Side this out, and we go into a decider. They've done exactly that, and we are heading into a decider. Brazil take the set 25-23. It's 2 sets all. It's now a race to 15 to see who will remain undefeated in the FIVB World Grand Champions Cup here in Tokyo, Japan. Again, the error rate's low. From China's point of view, the Brazil block attacked and defended better than China did. So here we go with the deciding set. Liu Xiaotong stays in. And quite a few changes actually for China. So Jiao Linyu will be setting, number 7. And Gong Xiangyu in the opposite slot. No changes for Brazil. Liu Xiaotong gets things underway. Nice ball in from Natalia. Good up by Roberta. Side out achieved by Brazil. Second time of asking. Doesn't matter whether it's the second, third, or the 23rd. They have their point. That's a great swing from Zhu Ting. Next to no backswing on her arms. Rather with her arms. Yuan Xinyue. Carroll goes quick. To the baseline, a big point for Brazil, a 2-point lead. Nicely up by Carroll, nicely finished by Tandara. For once, it's an error from Gabby. Looking for touches, but then telling the coach, don't bother doing a challenge. So a double substitution for China. Ding Xia comes back in and or comes on to court, along with Zheng Chunlei. So we're to see what the tactical element to that is. Whether or not China looking to find a way through to change their rotation tactically to deal with Brazil. Doesn't change the outcome of what Gabby's been able to do through that position. Still very, very effective. Brilliant line shot. errors, really, from Xu. And this is set, so too the match beginning to slip away from China. Oh, that one just about stayed in. First glance, it looked like it was a bit of a miss-hit, but shooting, striking out a bit of attention, whether she did catch the ball a little bit awkwardly. Xiaotong just offered a pair of hands to be hit off of. That was unlucky. Ding Xia volleying it over, catching Brazil by surprise, but not finding the court, and it's a big lead here for Brazil. China calling the timeout. Oh, there's been a challenge first. So the official review coming. Chance to get some information across. Oh, it is in! It's just caught the sideline. Gomaris is unhappy because, and Jay talking to his team, but he was stood the right side of the dotted line. He brought the team over to there. He could talk to them during that time. It's absolutely fine. The coaches talk to their players all the time during the course of the match. When there's a delay in play like that, you can do that if you want. So a successful challenge from China, just 2 behind. But it's Brazil, after losing the first 2 sets in this match, really have taken control of it and continue to do so. Getting better and better for Brazil now. We hit the 8-point mark, so the teams will change ends, and it's a 4-point lead for Brazil. So change for China. Back into the action, Shang Chengning. Oh, that's lovely. Brazil will be doing their best not to be bothered by those plays, just as long as they can keep siding out. Massive swing from Tandara. Ball got a little bit tight over at the antenna for Yuan Xingyue. An error from China. This is a big lead for Brazil now in this race to 15. And Jia calls timeout. Well left. An error from Natalia. She's just dismissing it, hand up, doesn't want to look at the coach, wants to focus back on no doubt having to pass the ball, but not before Brazil call timeout. Brilliant from China again, and picking on Natalia over on that right-hand side of court. Especially after she made an error, they've gone back to her again. She's overpassed it. Zhu Ting's dispatched the ball. 2 behind now, China. Natalia not moving her feet properly. Oh, good up. Roberta covering behind Natalia. Nice dig from Gabby. Shooting again. This time gets it off the block and away. China 1 behind. He's getting it a little bit hot under the collar for Guimarães for Brazil. A little bit nervy for his team, perhaps. Changming once again to serve. Oh dear. Relief for Brazil. As that ball did not go over the net. Some breathing space for Brazil. Natalia to serve. Gabby into the front row. Solid side out from China. Yuan Xinyue going through the middle. Xia doing everything she could to stop Gabby getting past her, but she can't do it the second time. A gap in the block exploited. Gabby puts it down. Brazil take the point. Amanda with the serve. Using the block. Brazil are in a good position. They're not in an, I guess, the ideal position. The ideal position would be to have a massive lead, obviously. But it does mean they have to focus. They have to just concentrate on the job in hand, ignore the scoreboard, try and get themselves into a zone where they don't even realise they have won. Going back to serve. Suddenly the scoreboard telling you don't need to. They may not need to. That's over the top of the block. Has it caught the block though on its way out? Zhu Ting thinks yes. And the body language from Brazil says probably they're right.
Team Chinaグループタッチに関するチャレンジです。
Indeed, it was a big touch.
Team Chinaチャレンジ成功です。
So it's no longer 13-11, it's 12-12. Brazil's huge lead has evaporated in the pressure of the fifth set. Ding Xia with the serve. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. China have the lead. Brazil fluffing their lines in serve-receive. And a timeout called now by Guimarães. What a turnaround by China. That was the swing from Zhu Ting. That got the block out. Brazil have to side this out now. And they have done, off the block of Zhu Ting and away. All square. China siding out for a match point opportunity. Unless Tandara's got something up her compression sleeves. Just enough on that one, and it is match point for China. The mood for the Brazilian team has changed considerably, hasn't it, over the course of this fifth set. Zhu Ting with the serve. Ball goes down, match point saved. The first team now to get two clear will take this match. A delayed attack through the middle. What a time to come up with that by China. Second match point. Lovely sweep, Natalia burying that ball cross-court past Yuan Xinyue as if she wasn't there. Monique comes in. Amanda goes off. Brazil chasing now in this match. Monique just getting a serving target from Guimarães. They're going to have a swing. And Natalia's taken it. And now Brazil have rustled up a match point chance. Excellent play from Brazil. Good serve from Monique. China in a little bit of trouble. Rescued by Brazil as they get the ball into transition. China call the timeout. It'll be Monique to serve once again. First match point opportunity for Brazil. And they're going to have a swing for it. Natalia. Oh, what a dig. What a recovery by China. It looked as if Brazil were going to do it. Natalia gave it everything, but a fantastic dig by Zhang Chengning and a great put away from China to save match point. Brazil keeping it simple. Going to the player that's in form, that is Natalia. It's match point number 2 for Brazil. Roberta back to serve. Brazil in the stronger rotation. Ding Xia's at position 4, only 2 front court attackers for China. Oh, that's come off of Roberta as it went out. She's trying to say it didn't touch her. Over pass, Du Ting puts it on the floor, and the tide turns again, and it's turned in favor of China. Match point number 3. Get the feeling this is going to go to Natalia. Under pressure, Tandara. Oh, she's shut down, and it's a huge block for China. They take the set, 19-17, in the match by 3 sets to 2. What an absolute cracker here in the Tokyo Metropolitan. China having taken the first 2 sets, pegged back by Brazil. Brazil having a massive lead in the deciding set, only to have it clawed back and overtaken in the end by China. They take the match by 3 sets to 2. China remain unbeaten in this FIVB World Grand Champions Cup. What a game we have just witnessed. Fabulous game of volleyball. Brazil had their chances. They had a superb chance, didn't they? Natalia had a swing, and it was a belter of a swing as well, cross court. That on another day, on another point, would have hit the floor. But the dig of all digs by China to keep it in play. And in the end, they have come through. Well, disappointing for Brazil, but in the context of that game, it could have been anybody's. Incredible. Fine line, isn't it? Small margins in the end that make the difference. Ping will be very happy with their team's performance. Now we can hear from one of the Chinese players their view on the game.
Congratulations, what an incredible match. How do you feel?
The Brazil playing very well. They're so stronger. I think we could have done better, especially execute our strategies.
Okay, what changed after the second set? You won the first and second sets very quickly. What happened after that?
We changed our defense and we received, so we have a more chance.
Okay, how about a message in Chinese for your Chinese fans?
Use Chinese. Hi, 大家好，希望大家继续支持中国女排。
Thank you very much. Clayton, back to you.
Thank you very much, Jack. Zheng Zhongli telling everybody how happy she is, how the team played. A fantastic performance from China to take that match. Just incredible. So many highlights, so many talking points. Another top quality game. Here are the highlights. Well, that just about wraps it up for us from the first match of the day. We'll have a look at the statistics from that set 5. And, well, if the one thing that is to be said, Brazil had a lead. How they let it go, goodness knows only what happened. But they still had an opportunity, couldn't quite take it. We do have 2 more games to come today. The USA will be playing Korea, and then Russia will be taking on Japan. We hope you can join us for both of those. But for now, though, from all of us here, it's time to say goodbye.